family video games, in addition to the entertainment function, also carry an important moralizing message. Often these games are also able to develop and train the youngest players. This video contains a selection of the most interesting and positive family games. Unravel. Ideal as a family game. A charmingly beautiful 2D platform game with physics puzzles. Superb level design is combined with many original and moderately difficult puzzles based on physical manipulation of the environment. All this will appeal to adults and children playing Unravel on one device. Delight, especially among children, will be caused by the main character of the Unravel game. It is a little man Yarny created from yarn, somewhat reminiscent of a restless kitten. Yarny travels through picturesque Scandinavian places, trying to find memories of his family. As you move through the level, the thread of yarn unravels, and this is important to consider when passing. Yarny can also use yarn from his own body to solve certain game problems. Unravel 2. An excellent continuation of the fabulous platformer Unravel from Coldwood Interactive, which caused universal delight. The game that received DICE's award in the nomination Family Game of the Year, so it fits our rubric just in time. Unravel 2, which was released on PC and other gaming platforms in 2018, carried over a lot from the first part, including a key part of the gameplay, level design, the main character, or rather heroes, but more on that below, and much more. And this is the right decision, because why invent something new and abandon what has become the main advantage of the project? At the same time, one fundamental innovation appeared in the game, which was so lacking in the first part of 2016. Unravel 2 introduces local co-op for 2 players. Now you can travel the world together, solving puzzles together and helping each other in difficult moments. The world itself has become larger, and the game is longer. Other Yarny characters have appeared and even animated opponents have appeared. All this made the gameplay of Unravel 2 more varied and exciting. The Sims 4. In fact, every installment in the Sims franchise can be considered the perfect family game. But we will consider The Sims 4, since it is at the moment the latest and most relevant part of the series with many different thematic add-ons that make the already diverse and exciting gameplay even more saturated with all sorts of interesting things. For those who for some reason have never heard of The Sims, let's explain. The series is the best three-dimensional life simulators with the ability to create your own Sims and indirectly control their virtual life. With the exception of the first part of 2000, which is not three-dimensional, but vector isometric graphics and is ideal for owners of weak computers. Crash Bandicoot. Sane Trilogy is a re-release of the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games released on PlayStation since 1996. At one time, these were the reference three-dimensional platformers on which a whole generation of gamers grew up. But over time, the graphics in them became too unattractive, so the appearance in 2017 of 3 remasters of this true classic of the gaming industry at once was quite justified and very timely. In addition to the updated graphics, Crash Bandicoot. Sane Trilogy has also received new in-game content. For example, there are new episodes filled with new puzzles and enemies, and with a completely new design. The gameplay itself, which is the overcoming of linear platform levels with traps, obstacles, and opponents, remained unchanged. SpongeBob SquarePants – Battle for Bikini Bottom. About the popular cartoon character SpongeBob and his friends, there are a fairly large number of games of very different quality of performance, content, and genre. In our opinion, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom can be considered the best among them, namely the 2020 remake with a rehydrated prefix. The game has the recognizable style of the famous cartoon, carefully transferred to 3D, and allows you to play almost all the famous characters in the SpongeBob SquarePants universe. The gameplay of SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom is based on the classic 3D platform game, but at the same time, there are elements of other genres, many mini-games, and all sorts of other nice additions. A wide variety of levels, mesmerizing special effects, atmospheric music. All this will drag adults and young users into the game for a long time playing SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom together. Asterix Obelix is another popular universe that includes comics, cartoons, and video games. For those who are interested in this franchise, we recommend trying Asterix and Obelix XXL. Rawmaster, released in 2020. This is a fun third-person cartoon game that follows the adventures of a couple of Gauls who fight against the Romans who are trying to conquer their home village. In addition to the Romans, pirates and Vikings will also act as opponents in Asterix and Obelix XXL. While fighting and gathering momentum, players can seamlessly switch between the two main characters using their unique abilities. Asterix and Obelix XXL pleases with variety and duration. The game world consists of many regions such as Gaul, Greece, Egypt, and so on, each with its own characteristic design and secrets. In addition to the story mode, Asterix and Obelix XXL has 3 additional modes, including a retro mode that turns the game into a 2004 original. In general, this is a very good remaster with graphics tightened to HD and updated music and sound, as well as fixing some bugs. Asterix and Obelix XXL 2. The second installment in the Asterix and Obelix video game series, remastered in 2018. A 3D game with a third-person view, dedicated to exciting battles with arrogant Romans. At the same time, there is no cruelty in the game, and all the battles are designed deliberately grotesque and frivolous. A lot of humor and fun, references to other cult games such as Mario and Sonic. The visual style of Asterix and Obelix XXL 2 matches the original comics. An excellent game for all ages, which can interest not only fans of the Asterix and Obelix universe, but also all other fans of funny games in the style of a cartoon or comic book. Perfect optimization, modern graphics, convenient controls, simple gameplay, lack of real violence, cruelty and vulgarity. Everything that is required for a family game is fully available here. The third and final installment in the Asterix and Obelix video game series, re-released jointly by developer Awesome Studio and publisher Microids, was released in 2019. Objectively, this is not the strongest part of the franchise, but it cannot be called a frankly bad game. There are a couple of favorite characters here, for whom you can play, including in cooperative mode, a grotesque and cartoonish ancient world, an original and rather interesting plot. The graphics in the game are at the level of the other 2 remasters of the series. The gameplay is also similar. But on the other hand, local co-op has appeared here, which gives a completely different feeling from the gameplay and allows 2 family members to go on a journey through the bright world at once. There are side missions and numerous secrets carefully hidden in decent numbers throughout each of the game's levels. Asterix and Obelix, Slap Them All, is a brand new game about Obelix and Asterix, released in 2021. This is a 2D comic-style beat map filled with intense and dynamic battles without brutality and without everything that cannot be allowed in a family game. A lot of enemies, interesting landscapes, and the presence of a cooperative mode, a good set for a game that is fun to play with a loved one. There are also mini-games and several additional modes that allow you to extend your stay in this bright and attractive world of cartoon antiquity. Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 Grand Prix. Arcade racing is the perfect subgenre for family fun, with plenty of good games to play. Nickelodeon cartoons have their own excellent representative of the genre, which features 36 famous characters with their own unique vehicles. In Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 Grand Prix, children and their parents will meet with the heroes of such series as SpongeBob SquarePants, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, well, those kids and so on. The gameplay itself is very exciting. It consists of high speed, but easy in terms of control and management of races on colorful tracks, during which pilots can use the bonuses located on the track and the features of their own cars. A large selection of vehicles and characters, including supporting characters as team members, is complemented by a solid selection of tracks and vehicle upgrades. In addition, the characters themselves can be changed, creating unique images from hundreds of available combinations. The developers prudently added several multiplayer modes to Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 Grand Prix, including local multiplayer for 4 users and online for 8 users. Gamepad support is provided. You know, computer version of the famous card game for the whole family. Easy to learn, but very exciting mechanics are presented here in their classic version. Also, the rules of the game can be changed in a special mode using many settings. The digital adaptation of the game was developed by the famous company Ubisoft Entertainment, so its thematic design features many recognizable elements and characters from the Ubisoft game universes. For example, Rabbit Rabbit's platformer Rayman. There are several options for co-op play. including local co-op on the same screen and online multiplayer. True, in the latter, there is some problem with online. Also for the game, there are DLCs with new rules, maps, special effects, and other content. Rocket League. A mixture of football and racing with a huge number of customizable cars and great physics. A game that can be played with rapture for years, regardless of age. Futuristic design of arenas. Endless possibilities for customizing your car, constantly changing seasons. There is everything here to captivate the user for a long time. For family play, Rocket League has a split-screen mode that allows you to play not only 2 people, but even 4 people on one PC. The game has many modes that differ from each other in the number of private players or certain rules. It is important to note that Rocket League is free to play. It contains seasonal, daily, and weekly challenges that allow you to access unique unlockable rewards. All You Can Eat is a re-release of the first and second parts of Overcooked, released on PC in 2021 with support for 4K and 60 FPS. Now the cult cooperative toys about fabulous cooks have become even more colorful. Travel with your favorite characters through the Onion Kingdom, consisting of more than 200 levels, including completely new ones. Use unique chefs, unlock new characters, including some exclusive to Overcooked. All You Can Eat. The game features co-op, both cross-platform and behind the same screen. The list of available game modes has also been updated. Overall, this is a great remaster, suitable for a family game together. Golf with your friends. Fun and beautiful mini-golf for the whole family. An incredibly large number of arenas and modes, as well as settings that allow you to create optimal and comfortable playing conditions for all family members. The maximum number of players in Golf with Your Friends is up to 12 people. This allows you to play golf with your friends, not only with the whole friendly family, but also connect your closest friends to this business. As noted, Golf with Your Friends has many mini-golf courses. Moreover, each such field has not only its own unique style, but also game features. The physics in Golf with Your Friends are very accurate and realistic, but the game itself is not without some fun fantasy features. For example, you can smear your opponent's stick with honey or even freeze it. Team Sonic Racing is a truly family-friendly racing game featuring characters from the famous Sonic gaming franchise. It offers a simple and exciting process of racing races through a variety of vibrant worlds. At the same time, different types of autopilots are available in the game with their own unique firewalls. Of course, there are in Team Sonic Racing mandatory for the genre of power-ups and accelerations, which can be selected right during the race. There are several modes and many tests, both easy and requiring some effort or time. Successful completion of challenges allows you to open new decorative elements for cars, for example, horns or colors, new tracks, and so on. In general, everything is done with the expectation that to captivate the players for the longest possible time. Peekaboo. Network game with asymmetric gameplay, which can be described as hide and seek on the network. Most of these games, climbing to the top of the top, use the setting of horror or dark fantasy. But in Peekaboo, the environment is much more harmless and even cute. Moreover, the game looks really beautiful, which without a doubt can be attributed to its key advantages. In Peekaboo, players are divided into 2 teams, props and hunters. The former take the form of various objects of the environment, adopting their properties, and the second ones, using special equipment, try to detect props, which is not so easy to do. After all, the game maps are full of a variety of objects, among which it is easy for props to get lost. 16 players can play Peekaboo at the same time. Rayman Legends, a 2-dimensional cartoon platformer, the sequel to the famous Rayman Origins from Ubisoft. Moreover, in the process of passing, players can open the original levels from Rayman Origins, a very fun and dynamic game, especially when played in co-op. The gameplay consists of traveling through fairy worlds and freeing them from nightmares. You will have to jump a lot on platforms, overcome traps, and also fight various ordinary enemies and much more difficult bosses. There are interesting levels that turn Rayman Legends into a musical rhythm game. To be successful at these levels, you need to move strictly to the beat, listening to the drums, bass, and lead guitar. In general, the project Rayman Legends has become a successful development of many of the ideas of its predecessor and is almost an ideal family game, and not only among platformers. Moving out. a cooperative casual game dedicated to the theme of moving. The gameplay is based on physical manipulation of the environment, which can lead to all sorts of unexpected and funny consequences. Moving and arranging furniture, which involves 4 players at once, can turn into a worthwhile adventure and a difficult challenge. My Brother Rabbit. Another great game for kids and their parents. A 2D quest with point-and-click mechanics and a fabulous setting. The action takes place in a fictional world born from the childhood fantasy of one of the main characters. The game contains 5 chapters, each of which represents a unique fairy tale land inhabited by bizarre creatures. The game has not only an interesting design, but also an exciting story, thanks to which My Brother Rabbit can be called an interactive fairy tale story. Snake Pass. A 3D platformer focused on solving physical puzzles, overcoming obstacles, and collecting all sorts of items. In total, the game has 15 levels scattered across 4 unique worlds. The graphics in the game are very attractive, but at the same time, there is some poor design of the environment. An unusual feature of the Snake Pass is that the playable character is the good Snake Noodles, who collects magic stones scattered by the evil genius. It is noteworthy that initially the game was supposed to be more realistic in terms of graphics, but so that the kids would not be afraid of the snake, the developers made everything more cartoonish. If your favorite game is not included in this list, write in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, watch our other videos, press like, turn on notifications, and you will always be aware of what to play today.